Anna Volkov pushed her equipment cart through the hallways of St. Michael's Hospital with the same quiet efficiency she'd shown for the past 14 months. At 29, she worked as a radiology technician, taking X-rays, running CT scans, staying invisible in the background of medicine. Her accent was faint but noticeable, Russian underneath American English, and she spoke only when necessary. The other staff barely knew her name. During her lunch break, Anna sat alone in the courtyard as usual, her sleeves rolled up in the summer heat, eating a sandwich she'd packed from home. She didn't notice the elderly veteran in a wheelchair nearby until he spoke. "Excuse me," Miss Anna looked up, polite but reserved. "Yes, sir. Do you need help?" The old man was staring at her left forearm, at the small tattoo that was usually hidden beneath her scrubs. His weathered face had gone pale, his eyes wide with something between shock and reverence. "That tattoo? Where did you get that?" Anna instinctively pulled her sleeve down, covering the faded Cyrillic letters and the number 7. "It's nothing. Just something from before." "That's not nothing," the veteran said, his voice shaking slightly. "I was Army intelligence, Cold War era. I know what that means. Medic 7, Russian Special Forces Medical Unit, the ones they sent when everyone else was already dead." He leaned forward in his wheelchair. "Who are you?" Anna's expression didn't change, but her hand tightened around her sandwich. "I'm just a radiology tech, sir. You're mistaken." She stood to leave, but the veteran's voice stopped her. "They called you the Angels of Death because you operated under impossible conditions and somehow brought people back. They said Medic 7 could perform surgery in a collapsing building during a firefight, that you trained for scenarios other military doctors couldn't imagine. If you've ever wondered what someone is running from when they hide in plain sight, stay with this story because what's about to unfold will show you that sometimes the most skilled among us are the ones trying hardest to disappear, and the reason why will break your heart." Anna turned back, her eyes meeting his. For a moment, the careful mask slipped, and he saw something ancient and tired in her gaze. "That life ended. I'm someone else now." She walked away before he could ask more questions, leaving the veteran staring after her with a mixture of awe and sadness. The next day, everything changed. A construction crane collapsed 3 blocks from the hospital, bringing down part of a building with it. The ER was flooded with critically injured workers, more than the staff could handle. Anna was called down from radiology to help move patients, run portable X-rays, anything to keep up with the chaos. She was pushing a stretcher when she saw him, a young construction worker whose chest had been crushed by falling concrete. His breathing was labored, his lips turning blue. The trauma team was overwhelmed, still working on other critical patients. She heard the resident say to a nurse, "He's got a flailed chest and probable tension pneumothorax. We need to decompress, but we won't get to him for at least 10 minutes. 10 minutes he didn't have. Anna could see it, in his oxygen saturation, in the distension of his neck veins, in the way his trachea was deviating. She'd seen this exact presentation dozens of times before, in places where waiting 10 minutes meant body bags. Her hands started moving before her mind could stop them. "I need a large bore needle, betadine, and local anesthetic," she said to the nurse, her voice carrying sudden authority. The nurse looked at her, confused. "You're a radiology tech. You can't now," Anna commanded, and something in her tone made the nurse move. Anna positioned the patient, palpated his chest wall, found the intercostal space she needed. Her hands were steady, movements precise and practiced. She prepped the site and performed a needle decompression with the efficiency of someone who'd done it hundreds of times. The whoosh of released air was immediate, and the patient's oxygen levels began to rise. Dr. Sarah Chen, one of the attending physicians, had been watching from across the bay. She rushed over, her expression shocked. "What are you doing? You're not authorized to perform procedures." But she could see the patient was breathing better, his color improving. "Who taught you to do that?" Anna stood, her face carefully neutral. "Someone needed help. I helped." Dr. Chen grabbed Anna's arm to stop her from walking away, and that's when she saw it. The sleeve of Anna's scrub top had ridden up, revealing the tattoo. Dr. Chen's eyes widened. She'd done her residency in emergency medicine with a focus on disaster response and tactical medicine. She'd studied international military medical units. She knew what those Cyrillic letters meant. "You're Medic 7, Dr. Chen whispered. "Russian Special Forces Medical Corps, the unit that operated in Chechnya, in Syria, in places the world doesn't know about. Anna's jaw tightened, but she didn't deny it. Dr. Chen's mind was racing. The stories about Medic 7 said they could perform major surgery with minimal equipment, that they trained for mass casualty scenarios in combat zones, that they had the highest save rate of any military medical unit in the world, despite operating in the worst conditions imaginable. Anna finally spoke, her voice quiet but firm. That was another country, another life. I came to America to leave that behind. Dr. Chen looked at the chaos around them, at the patients still waiting, at the overwhelmed staff. I understand wanting to leave the past behind, but Anna, we have 7 more critical patients, and not enough hands. People are dying because we don't have enough expertise in the room. She met Anna's eyes with respect, not demand. I'm not asking Medic 7, I'm asking Anna Volkov if she can help us save lives today. Anna looked at the waiting patients, saw their injuries, calculated their chances. She saw herself reflected in their desperate situations, remembered why she'd learned to do this impossible work in the first place. If I help, it stays quiet. No reports about my background. No questions about where I came from or what I did. Agreed, Dr. Chen said immediately. I just need your skills, not your story. And if you're still watching, think about the refugees among us, the immigrants, the people who came from places we can't imagine, carrying skills and trauma in equal measure. Hit that like button if this story is opening your eyes to the invisible expertise around you. What happened over the next 3 hours became the stuff of hospital legend, though most of the details stayed quiet. Anna moved through the trauma bays like a ghost, her hands performing procedures that radiology techs shouldn't know existed. She guided younger doctors through complex repairs, stabilized patients who were circling the drain, made impossible decisions with the calm of someone who deworked in hell and came out the other side. When the last critical patient was stabilized, Anna tried to slip back to radiology, but Dr. Chen found her. Anna, what you did today saved at least 4 lives that we would have lost. That's not something I can ignore. Anna's expression was guarded. I did what needed to be done. Now I'd like to go back to my regular job. Why radiology? Dr. Chen asked gently. Why hide skills like yours behind X-ray machines? Anna was quiet for a long moment. Because in Russia, being Medic 7 meant seeing things, doing things that broke something inside me. I came to America hoping I could heal by helping people in ways that didn't involve blood and death and impossible choices. Her voice cracked slightly. I thought if I could just take pictures of broken bones, instead of fixing them while bullets flew, maybe I could sleep at night again. Dr. Chen nodded with understanding. And can you? Sleep at night. Anna's silence was answer enough. Some things you can't run from, she finally said, but I'm not ready to stop trying. 6 months later, Anna still worked at St. Michael's, but her role had quietly expanded. She trained staff in disaster response protocols, consulted on complex trauma cases, and worked with the hospital's refugee health program, where her language skills and understanding of trauma helped patients who defled war zones. She never became a full-time trauma provider, but she found a middle ground between hiding completely and being consumed by her past. The construction worker she'd saved, Miguel Rodriguez, visited her before his discharge. The doctors told me you saved my life when no one else could get to me. Thank you, Anna managed a small smile. You're welcome, just doing my job. They also said you're not supposed to know how to do what you did, that you're running from something. Anna met his eyes. We're all running from something, Miguel. The question is whether we run toward something better or just away from the pain. Sometimes the most capable people are the ones who have chosen smaller roles, not because they handle bigger ones, but because they're trying to survive their own capabilities. Sometimes expertise comes with a cost we can't see, and the kindest thing we can do is let people heal at their own pace.